Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and another one of my goals this year is to work on my bucket list. Tool buckets, that is. Now this is more of a tool tote, but I've always been both pleased and disappointed with this thing. It has a lot of features I like and a lot that I don't. One is this solid bar. It often makes it a little difficult to access things. These shallow pockets mean that it gets a little unstable as things start to build up on the outside. It doesn't necessarily have all of the storage options I would like. Now I've also, in the bucket realm, been using this thing for quite a while. Here's a Klein Electrician's bucket. These are great. They're solid. They're just, brute force tool toting storage. But the things I didn't like about this, it is a little on the small side. And it's on the lower side, which means it's easy for this thing to get weighted on one side and tip over. And it tips over about half the time. The other thing is these shallow pockets mean the tools start to lean out quite a ways, and there isn't much storage on the inside. And why that's important is that's what helps balance it out. But they're great for just, throwing a bunch of tools in, and that's kind of what I like, is the ability to have a bucket. So when I'm using something, especially if I'm on a wet environment outside, gravel, grass, mud, or if it's a plumbing and things are wet, is to just be able to keep the tools inside something, but not necessarily have to insert them back in a very specific place. So that's where the bucket comes from. And obviously we do use a lot of bucket covers, like for 5-gallon buckets, which are probably the single best type of or single best inexpensive type of tool storage and organization. But anyway, this year I started out with this. This is the Fluke. It's the TB25 5.2 gallon hard body oval tool bucket. I got this on one of those Black Friday sales, and it was about $10 more than what that Klein sells for. It wasn't that bad. I think I paid, it was in the low 70s, which is a lot for a tool bucket, given what it is, but it is what it is. This is a Chinese product. Fluke makes a lot of stuff, but a lot of it's made in China, but then so is Vito, so I really like the Vito bags as well. And then about every other brand, average tool brand is also made in China. But anyway, this is a fairly large bucket, at over 5 gallons. I look at it as it's a superbly designed 5-gallon bucket. The ones that I mentioned before, you actually like Bucket Boss or something, you can insert things into them, and some of those, the good ones, are $30 to $40 without the bucket. That cost you another $2-3 for that. But anyway, what I liked about this is it has large, deep pockets all the way around, plus really elaborate storage on the inside. And the storage on the inside, what's kind of neat about it, is there's like storage within storage. You can see the smaller pockets inside the larger pockets. Just excellent. Very Vito-esque that way. Very deep. It's got a zip pocket here. As I spin this thing around, plenty of big tool storage here. You can see on the bottom of these how big and open they become. They're not the narrow, shallow ones. Yet tools, it doesn't matter, if they lean a little bit, simply because this is so stable. Heavy plastic base, which goes up quite a ways. I mean, that also reminds me of some of Vito bags. So rotated around, 3 pockets here. You can see each one holds, 2 large pairs of pliers. Continue around here. This is a large padded pocket on the back, so you could easily drop a tablet, phone, or of course just tools or whatever inside that as well. Flip it around once more, and you can see 2 more storage pockets here, tape loop. So overall, I'm very pleased. It came with 2 straps. One, this short one, which is ideal for carrying and moving the bucket around. And you can have both the straps at the same time, but it also allows it to move out of the way, which is important. That Craftsman, I can't move the carry handle. And the Klein, I could build something for this thing right here. I could build you know, an easy strap, just straight across. But I find these loops are very, very hard to use. It's kind of surprising, even though it's just, you know, traditional duffel bag loops. Stuff gets caught on the inside just like that, or grabbing both of them. But small things, but for portability, you know, it starts to add up. So anyway, this is my excitement for January as far as tool storage. I'm going to cover a bunch of them this year just because I've been exploring. I've got a handful of different options. But what I really like about the buckets is just simply that it's just brute storage. You can throw things in them. When I'm doing jobs, projects, etc., once I'm done with something, I can just set it almost anywhere, or even just toss it into the bucket, which is great when I'm in, you know, places that are dirty or muddy or wet, or, you know, I run out of hands and I don't want to, you know, set my tools somewhere other than where they belong. But anyway, there it is. Oh, the other strap comes with this padded shoulder strap. I tried using it. I guess most of the time I'm not after a shoulder strap. If I had to carry it far or climb ladders or something maybe, but this is really, I really like that for a simple thing. But anyway, there it is. The Fluke TB 25 5.2 gallon hard body tool, oval tool bucket. Let me know if you've got experience or another one of these that you're really interested in seeing more about. I haven't, I haven't ended my search with this one, but I do think this is very well dialed in. I'm impressed. I think it's worth it. And with that, Doc out.